Okay, so we're at Vero Beach, Florida, and you know, for a default airport, this looks really good, doesn't it? A little light on airplanes, but still. Wouldn't you like to go to Vero Beach? Look at this weird stuff happening down here. This has happened since the latest update. You know, it's no big deal, really. Some sort of thing. Yeah, so it's got some airplanes. Boy, I bet you the controllers at Vero Beach would love to have a control tower like that one, right? It's got 3 runways, crossing runway, and two parallels. And got my route. It wants me to go to 14,000. I'm going to go to 8. And I'll have to fix that. Simple flight plan. But yes, the NXI has another round of improvements, and I thought they were significant enough. And why not? You know, there's no ATC online. There's a little bit of bad weather where we're going, which I always like messing around in bad weather. You know, why not? Why not? So I was sitting here and just thinking about doing a flight, and so here I am. Real simple flight, relatively simple flight plan. So where did I leave off? Gear selector is down. Voter switches. Voter switches both on auto. Alternators check on. I'll try to do the ECU test too. Fuel pumps off. Electrical master on. One improvement I'd like to see is for this to pop up and say Garmin, right? Just say Garmin. It's a little thing. A lot of, you know, and there's a lot of little things. When I'm in FS 2020, I think of so many little things that would be nice to have. And when you add them all together, it's a big thing. So now we need to sit here and wait until the power up is complete. Boom, it's complete. Fuel selectors left and right, both on. Strobe lights on. I will turn the nav lights on at the same time. Engine master left on. Relatively easy startup, and the real airplane starts up just like this. Just that easy. Not like airplanes I used to fly. And oil temperature's coming up, oil pressure's up. Coolant temperature. And this should end up around 700 or so. We'll do the right engine. Sometimes you have to try twice. Annunciators. Pitot heater's off is correct. Oil temperature, oil pressure, start left button. Avionics master. Gonna go on. Electrical equipment is on. Flight instruments and avionics. So we got power, so we just as well come over here, zoom in, and put our flight plan in. Start there. And what's it doing there? Okay, so does this thing have... Oh, it doesn't have a nearest page yet, but that's what they're working on. Interesting. Stumbled across that. So there's the flight plan. Aux page it doesn't have yet. That'll be cool. I've only seen one airplane with a G1000 that had aux pages. And map. So it is map and flight plan is what it has. So now the question is, how do I get it to go back up to the flight plan? So let's go like that and go like that again. And K. B, N, C, oops, already there. Alright, and we'll do the en route section, which is real simple. Oh. BLDOG. Oh. DIDDY and PGD, Punta Gorda, which was another one of the airports I was thinking about flying to. P G D. There it is. Let's zoom out. That looks right. Okay. So that works. Flight plan's in. So let's see. We're departing. What's the weather here? Flying sort of into crappy weather. 0908, so we'll take off on runway 12 right. Yeah. So our taxi route will be taxiway Charlie all the way down. Okay. Let's see. So 12 right has a heading of 118. And altitude 3,000. And altimeter for beach is 2996. I still haven't fixed that. I'll fix that sometime. I believe that, yep, it sets it there too. So these are both set. So we're all set to go in terms of that. Electrical equipment, flight instruments, and avionics, floodlight. Not going to be needed. I'm not going to worry about it. Pitot heat checks. Strobe lights are on. Position lights, landing lights, taxi lights as required. So taxi light. So let's have some fun in a really, really nice twin airplane. Compass works, brakes work. Whoever had the contract for putting taxiway lights on the taxiway here are the same people that did them at St. Pete. They got a discount. This is a good airplane to fly. It's a fun airplane to fly. As twins go, it's probably one of the safer ones. Weird looking, but pretty at the same time. I don't know what to say about it. Some weirdest shaped engines, right? But you know, talk about a view, right? You can see all around. I actually flew, I took up the Coronado Seminole again today. You know, I was chatting about it on a forum, and I was, you know, we were talking back and forth about the frustrations with some of the Coronado airplanes, and the Seminole was coming up. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm one of those that not a huge fan. And I'm less angry about it. Not angry. Angry is too strong of a word. I'm not going to say I'm a fan, but I'm less frustrated with it than I was. I did manage to get a fair number of things working, and I have a little bit of hope I might be able to get some other things working. With it, largely my complaint is the HSI. They took what it is the Seminole has a G1000, and what they did is they created a steam version of the same airplane, which is a good idea, which is a really cool idea. You know, that way you get a little bit of old, a little bit of new at the same time. Beautiful airplane. But when they did that, they put a CDI in and didn't implement very much of it. They just basically put the most basic CDI almost that you could put in the thing. The one thing it does have is, you know, ILS tracking, but it doesn't slave to the the GNS 530. You can't click and cause the heading bug to move, which is what it's supposed to emulate, right? It's supposed to emulate the G1000 but be steam gauges, but they didn't do that. And there's 4 lights on it that they also decided not to implement. They did a lot of work on the little flight computer that sits right here, and the gauges, you know, did a lot of really good work there, and they stopped on the CDI and said it's enough. It's like they hit a deadline, ran out of time, and they said it's enough, we're pushing the airplane out. Kind of what they did. I think this guy's coming in to land, but we've got a little bit of stuff to do here, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so fuel, start with that. We'll do a cross-feed check real quick. Okay. Now I should put the airplane into the wind. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to put the parking brake on. Make sure we're still in a good place. Passenger doors are closed. All the doors are closed. Annunciators are good. Engine system page. This is the only engine system page you got, so let's go down the list. Oil pressure's on the low side. Which it says actually that it may be in the yellow range. Circuit breakers check in, longitudinal trim set, horizontal trim is set, fuel selector Both are on. Directional trim centered flaps. Check function. I want to look at the flight controls. Now let's check the flaps. Let's set them for takeoff. Flight controls are checked. Pitot heating. So the ECS tests aren't even on this particular checklist, so I may have to crack this checklist open and fix it. Surprised it doesn't do anything. I got this airplane to do it once. I don't know why it doesn't want to do it now. No way to get it to do it. You can't map these to switches or anything anyway. So I couldn't check that way. Okay, well it is what it is. And I'll say it again, this airplane is not as capable as the, well, it's not as good as the Aerobask DA62. But look outside. What do you want to look at? You know, I do like flying X-plane in Orbix areas, though, and planning on doing that with the E1 or the Phenom soon. Hello, Graphite Games. How are you? Not sure if he's still on or not. So yeah, let's see, there's something. Oh, yeah, so let's go to map options. They've added a few things to the NXI traffic is now enabled. So zoom out, see if we see any traffic. I'm not sure that the traffic is, I mean, it should be enabled now, right? Because if you're going to take off, you do want to know who's on final. And I'm almost certain that I've got traffic turned on. Well, we saw some traffic, right? Of course, now there's no airplanes anywhere in sight. Oh, there we go. There's some airplane. So that should show what is that? Oh, unres. This down here means no traffic is being filtered out. Okay, so now we know that. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, okay, and then what else did they add? Hold on. Come on. What did they add? Let's see. MFD traffic visual approaches. That'll be good. We're going to do, well, if we can, we're going to do a visual approach. And OBS mode. OBS mode is not something I've used a whole lot, but they've added that as well. The MFD traffic map. Updated also, they fixed a number of bugs. This does not address the VNav. Lights, icing, flaps, our set transponder. Hold on. Right on the paint. Switches. Park and brake is off. Toga. Take off power set, 2 good engines. Rotate. We'll make a right turn out. Gear coming up. No lights. What a view, huh? That's one of my beefs, is for whatever reason, I don't know why, I went 90% power. That's nav. Really nice display. Let's just stop there. Let's do a flight plan. And the battle there, aren't I? There we go, direct enter. And nav. Nice down there. And I'm going up to 8,000. No rush. So we're getting about 14 or 15 gallons per hour, and our ground speed is 165, so we're getting a little over 10 miles per gallon right now. So let's VS up. Say around there. Flaps, there we go, flaps up. Around 115. That's close enough. Yes, right there. And the power setting's good. So yeah, I mean, you know, they get VNAV in this thing, and everything else I think is gravy. You know, I for one would love to see aux pages. Weather at our destination is 1307 gust 13. Thunderstorms vicinity. Few at 3,100. And various layers above that. I did a flight in this airplane the other day. I did went to Kissimmee and did a touch and go, and then I went down to Vero Beach. And there was something wrong with my sound system. And you know, I didn't know about it till after the whole thing was done. But it actually turned out really nice if you get a chance to check it out. You know, cloud layers everywhere. $300 to go. Yeah, I mean, well, I'll have to check one bug. There's a workaround. I don't know if they fixed this bug or not. I didn't see it in the bug fix list. They fixed about 12, 15 bugs. So let's power back to 75. There we go. Put the autopilot on. Another little thing I'd like to see is antennas. I'd love to see antennas all over the place. You know, radio antennas, cell phone tower antennas, water towers, you know, and you know, then as you get lower, church steeples. I was looking at some France VFR stuff, and I noticed they had a lot of churches, and you know, and they're in the sim. You know, you do see them, but maybe it's just France. It's just a lot of churches. They're just pretty. Mosques, churches, whatever. Let's see, what do we set to 10 miles here? There we go. So yeah, antennas. I'd like the view system to have more options for views. Right now we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 possible views. I'd like to see maybe 10 possible views. Have these meant anything? What did I do? Oh, there's a view I can make, right? I will do that after I get done with this flight. I can, have to come up with the rules for doing that. Sit in the back and let somebody else fly and read a book, right? So there's traffic right there. And app options shows traffic on. Let's see. Let's see. Map. Traffic is turned on. I never saw that guy. We'll have to keep our eyes open, right? We'll keep our eyes open. I wish they'd do something about that lightning. What did I say? Antennas more views, fix the lightning. I've got a pretty long list of little things. Get rid of the blurry lights at night. Fix the rotating beacon, runway lights and taxiway lights to where they're not on all the time. They're not supposed to be. It's supposed to be on when the airport is IFR during the day, unless a pilot requests them. And they can be pretty dim too, unless you, you know, they get brighter and brighter as the visibility goes down. You know, setting 5 is glaringly bright, but you crank them all the way up when the visibility is less than 1. And high intensity lights have 5 settings, medium intensity lights have 3 settings. Also fix the blasted taxiway lights. Get them on the edges of the taxiways, not in the middle. Fix the blurry lights in the distance. They're making progress. I'm not going to complain. I'm just saying those are the things that are on my list. And of course turbulence. Always turbulence. Moving air. Not so much turbulence, but moving air. Because, I mean, I was watching Stevie-O take off in the Cessna 208. Normal day. Dates typical to Florida. And that airplane was moving all over the place. His hands were adjusting. You know. And that happens a lot when there's an overcast layer like this, a cumulus overcast layer in the summer. And then you get above the lowest level of clouds down this layer down here, and everything smooths out just like this. Pretty much smooths out, unless you fly into a cloud and then it starts up again. It gets pretty strong. So yeah, VNAV doesn't work yet. I would expect that we might see that in the next release, either next month or the month after. And then everything else after that is gravy. It's not really that much useful in an airplane like this one. More useful in a high flyer, in an airplane that's going to be flying complex stars. That, I mean, it's almost a necessity in any airplane that's going to be flying a star. You can do pretty much quick calculations in an airplane like this and do okay. You know, in an airplane like that, you're often going to get clearances, fairly often you're going to get clearances from ATC along the lines of Crosby at 10,000. You know, descend and maintain 10,000, cross Crosby at 10,000. Or descend and maintain 3,000, cross Crosby at 10,000, something like that. So you can do that manually. It gets a little dicier when they say cross 10 miles before or descend and maintain 10,000, cross 10 miles before Crosby at 10,000 or something like that. That's where you really kind of wish you had VNAV. You could do the calculation, but your brain's going to get busy. You know, and the real G1000 can handle, let's see, can it handle, well, the real NXI can handle that. And I think there's a way, let's see, does this thing have user waypoints in it yet? So let's say I put in, go up here. Wait a second. BLDOG, DIDDY, PGD. Okay, so it's PGD. Okay. So let's say I put in. I did it again. No, stop that. PGD, and let's put in. Oh. Let me cancel that. Let me have a look at something. No, they don't have a long track offset. I don't think. No. No, they don't. Yeah, you can't go down and change the VS target. Yeah. It does say top of descent in 25 minutes. Oh, and it does say visual approaches too, so let's see, what did we say the wind is at Punta Gorda? Or at Venice? Pretty bad. 080 at 5, which makes me think runway 5. Okay, so let's go to proc, left approach. There it is. Now what happens? Okay, minimums. Okay, let's just take that. Load that. Okay, and it didn't replace VNC with the visual approach. So the IAF that puts it at 3.8 miles doesn't give you an altitude. So at 3.8 miles, 300 feet per mile, so that would be 1,200 feet. Roughly. It's about where you want to be. So that's good. You don't have a long track offset though. So maybe we'll have that when we get VNAV. If not, I would think it would come soon thereafter. We need VNAV direct, a long track offset, and cancel VNAV. Those are usually soft buttons down here. But yeah, it's got visual approaches. That's cool. I like it. And I like the views. VNav works on this NXI. Okay, so hi Tom. If I go in here, tell me how to put an altitude in at PGD. Because I don't think you can. I think you can. I think if you put in an instrument approach, then you'll get an altitude. Like see right here for the FAF, it's got a hard-coded altitude at 376 that you can't change. I mean, it does give you VNav down to 3. That's probably where this top of descent thing is coming from. It's calculating a top of descent down to 376 feet at 2.5 miles. 376 at 2.5 miles. Oh no, it's not. I just decided I would try out the visual approach. Yeah, you can't. You should be able to put a altitude on any of these fixes. You can't yet. Not yet. Soon, we hope. It's coming along. It's come so far since they first released FS 2020 last year. I mean, it's actually a piece of equipment now. I mean, wow, it's getting there. The more I fly it, the more I like it. But once we get still VNav is coming. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. They've said they're going to put it in, so yeah, they're going to finish it. You're right. It's partially there, but you know, they got to finish it up. And if they use the same code that they use in the CJ4, it'll be great. CJ4's VNav code works pretty darn well, as long as it doesn't miss the descent point, which it sometimes does to me. Subtle, yeah. It's a little different. On the CJ, you've got, instead of having a VNav direct, you've got VVS and VPitch. So you can deviate off your descent by entering VVS. Which this really doesn't so much have. I mean, it does have, but you got to go in here and you go into this active VNav profile and you change these values. That's how you deviate there. But you can't do VNav direct in this unit once they get that soft button done. But wow, you know, and you think about that's going to be in all of the airplanes that have a G1000 in it. So the Baron, how's it going? It's going good. Yeah, the Diamond is it's very busy. Lots of buttons up here, right? But beautiful airplane, really well thought out. Great for Simid because we do have all these switches and buttons right up here. That's about where you'd be sitting. Yeah, I'd like to see some more airplanes like this one. How you doing, Airsoft? checking on the traffic. So the traffic has to be within 12.5 nautical miles of the airplane, within a vertical distance of 2,500 feet up or down. But you can change the vertical distance if you want. Works with VATSIM, IVAO, Pilot Edge, or AI traffic. But it may not work with live traffic. I don't see any live traffic. Do I have a top of I don't think I do. Well, you're asking me. It looks like, no, hold on. Yes, there's a top of descent marker right there. So if I hit VNav, nothing happens. Just like I would have predicted. Nothing happens. Is that because I've got 8,000 set? I'm going to set 1,500 feet. And we are 7 minutes 50 seconds out. I'll hit it. Doesn't do anything. Alright, so maybe there it goes. V path is set. Now I don't know. Unless they changed it, that may go off after 5 minutes. We can sit and watch it, but there's a 5-minute timeout on VNav on the G1000, before the NXI, and I'm not sure if that's true about the NXI. Live traffic, like actual letters and stuff, won't show other MSFS. So it doesn't work with live traffic. I should adjust my yoke settings too, by the way. This airplane's got me thinking about getting a new yoke. It's this airplane. Even though I'd love to have it for the other airplanes too, but this one, just because of the way you pull back on the yoke, the way I've got my yoke set up, I may have to do something. It flies beautifully by hand, but it hits that point where my axis really shoots up when I'm trying to touch down, and sometimes I can do really, really well with it, and other times it's like a disaster. Not a disaster, but it's not. It gives somebody a good laugh. And anyway, we'll see how this one goes. Live traffic. So we'll see. I'll leave this on. Let's see if VPath goes off at the 5-minute mark. That'll be about 2 minutes before we start our descent. If it goes back off, I'll just turn it back on. Look at this. The clouds look heavenly, right? Yeah, you have to lower the altitude first, as per in real life. So you don't. Okay, the NXI requires you to lower the altitude before you'll get the VPath indicator. And obviously, I don't have my VPath button assigned, or my VNav button assigned to my hardware properly. I'll fix that. The obvious question I have is can you shut off VNAV? I guess you could shut off the autopilot and turn it back on. But yeah, I do run into situations where I want to shut the VNAV off if I'm in a descent. I can't remember any specifics right now, but I've seen VNAV mess me up. No traffic anywhere, so we can't really verify that it shows traffic. It is supposed to show live traffic. It doesn't show AI traffic. So that's good. I'm actually happy about that. It shows VATSIM traffic, IVAO traffic, and live traffic, but not AI traffic. That's got that from the dev. You can change the altitude split to alt it. Yeah, through the VNAV. Yep, you could do that. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to try some situations out. Lights up there. See, what worries me about this airplane is that they stopped developing it, right? They don't have the ECU test done, or something's weird going on about it. So VPath is still on. I've got, yep. It stayed on. Let's just see if it does. There's no place to do VNAV direct, so we'll see. And I mean, in the normal G1000, this doesn't come on until you're 1 minute prior to, or is it 1 minute? I think 1 minute prior to descent. This one turned on right away. But I'm not familiar with the NXI. I'm more familiar with the G1000. But like I said, if it screws up, I should be able to just go into VS mode and either catch up with the path or just come up with a way to shut off VNAV. But I'd say this looks about right. We're at 8,000 feet, so we want to lose about 6,000 feet, so 18 miles out, and that's a 15-mile arc right there, so I would say that's spot on. And when I get here, we'll have to see, because I'm going to vector myself over here. Well, yeah, I'll probably end up vectoring myself. When I start down, I'll activate the approach. I might just activate the approach because I want to see how it handles it. I love this feature, being able to set up for visual approach. I was flying into Atlanta on the CJ one night. It was a gorgeous night, just like this. Beautiful clouds everywhere, and my sim crashed. I hope that doesn't happen again. Okay, who started down? So it did. Those guys did such a good job on the VNAV on the CJ. I just have to believe that the VNAV on here will be roughly as good. And so we started down. I'm going to go ahead and try to activate the approach. So I can't do it here, so let's go here. No. Alright, let's cancel that. Let's go here. Activate the approach. Beautiful. So Tom, do you fly this airplane on VATSIM at all? Because I mean, that's always my goal with these airplanes, is to get them functional enough to where I can fly them on VATSIM. Look at this. Look at this. I have not windshield. Windshield is norm. Temperature is 15. Good. 16. In a thunderstorm, you can't count on this too much. Oh, and look, we're off the vertical path, it says. Catching up. I think you're right. I think it is basically ready. As long as you don't fly stars, you know, complex stars, I think it's ready. And who flies complex stars in an airplane like this? Probably not a lot of people. Needle bouncing around. See that? I'm gonna go up to 60. See what that does. Well, maybe 55. Look at this needle, it jumps. I don't know what. That must be how often they're recalculating the descent rate. It's okay. So this is, why is it 376 at 2 miles? At 2.5 miles, it should be closer to 900 feet. So, well, let's fart with it here. I'm gonna set my altitude down to say 300 feet, 200 feet. Let's see what it does. Yeah, it's assuming 376 at 2.5 miles. 2.5 miles from what, right? I would think 2.5 miles from the edge of the runway. We will see. So that's 5 miles, or within 5 miles. Let's slow this thing down. So it stopped at 1,000 feet. What happens if I hit approach? I did activate the approach. I don't know if hitting the approach does anything, but it seems... we'll see. So it's got me at 1,000 feet. Look at my speed dropping like a rock. I can put the flaps down, get the gear down anyway. Let's see what it does. Okay, so now we're going down again. Look at the refresh rate on that screen too, it's really good. Okay, so now we're in final flaps range. We're at 500 feet. So I'm going to put in full flaps. Let's see what it does. We're at 500 feet. Which is kind of low, right? Well, no, we're on the Vassies. Oh, look at my damn speed. We should be doing 90. We should be doing about 90 knots right now. 85 with the flaps in. I'm gonna take over. I mean, not too bad overall, I would say. There's 85. We'll land a little long, but we're good. Not butter, but not bad. I'm a little, you know. Let's see, we're at Venice. I haven't landed in Venice, and I don't even know where the parking is. over there. Yeah. Go to the end, and it's close. Flaps up. Veto heat off. Landing light off, strobes off. So it's this building here, that's one of them, and then there's another FBO further up. I'll go to the other one, looks like there's more airplanes over there. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Looking forward to learning more about this NXI. The size of that PC-12 compared to this one. I'll park here. That's good. Avionics off. Master switch off. Yeah, so my yoke setting. Will I think about getting a new yoke? See, that's what it is. And when it gets up in this range here, somewhere up in here, it just pulls the nose up too hard. So, I think I'm inclined maybe I'll try something like that. So it's not so drastic. Until I get a new yoke. But I just blew a bunch of money on some nice hardware. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. So Tom, you fly this airplane, right? What other airplanes do you fly? I'm curious. Always curious. Maybe Tom's gone. But it's a nice looking airport, isn't it? It was between flying here and flying to, what's the other one that's down in this area? Well, there's several. But Marco Island. So Marco Island's on my list too. How far is that? I did not fly last night at all, so it was... There's Placida. There's Marco. Looks to be about 60 miles south on the coast. So it won't be long before we'll be flying there. What I'm doing with this airplane is I'm trying to find the airports that I've been ignoring, you know, with the CJ. Like, for example, River Ranch, you know, which is, well, that's a 4,900 foot runway. Lake X, that's a private airport. Not sure I'd be flying into that either. Oh, here we go. There's Orlando Opopka, which has got a 4,000 foot runway. Even though you can fly a CGA in there, would you, right? And some of these I wouldn't even fly this airplane into. But those are the ones I'm looking at. Spruce Creek. Well, that's private. There's one called Massey, which has got a 4,300 foot runway. And Ormond Beach Municipal, which has 4,000 foot runway. So those are airports that you could fly a CJ into. Question is, would you? Right? You know, getting a little on the short side. You know, it can land in, I believe 3,300 feet, but, you know, 700 foot margin? I'm sure your insurance company would be very impressed. Okay, I'm going to sign off for now. It's still early. Maybe we'll see Batsim come online later. Atlanta's on. So, and the hurricane is still far away. Still way over, around Houston. Basically giving Houston a bad time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave comments and all that kind of stuff too. So